So, Shell, how do you feel about dead companies and their games being taken in by other people and, like, zombie revived?
So long as it either improves upon or recaptures the essence of what made the original game. Maybe bring on some of the original artists and writers and stuff.
Because it's interesting.
Because then, sure. Also, should I upgrade this? No way, I can't.
I can.
I do not have the money.
It's interesting. You know, this year specifically, we've had an absolute glut of remakes. And relatively high-quality remakes. You know, we had Trials of Mana. We had... let's see. Oh, you've been looting the...
I didn't loot that guy
coffers.
much. He only gave me 2 or 3 coins. I can give some coins back to him.
Nah, you don't need to.
But in any case, should we start a crusade at some point?
Well, we only have one night on each side.
Mm-hmm. But on this side, I only need to destroy the one portal and then the dock portal.
Here, let's recruit these 2 guys. That'll get you your second night. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of... I've been watching a lot of videos lately talking about developers going back and nope, I am out of money. I just have my gems. I should probably go put them back, actually.
Did you want me to build something?
Not the bomb, that's for certain.
Nope. Oh,
I'd wait a little bit. We'll crusade tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, Fallout was a dead company, aka Black Isle Studios.
We don't have any builders, do we?
We have 1.
That's
we need
not
to recruit
good.
some more people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the hobo?
I recruited both of them already.
Wait, was this island just devoid of them?
Oh, there's one.
There's a hobo. Go back.
That might have been the guy that you sent to
chop down some trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one more. Yeah, I'm trying to think of all of the games that have come out, or all of the series that we currently enjoy that have been picked up by other studios. Because Fallout was one, and I think Bethesda did an okay job with Fallout 3 and 4. And then New Vegas was probably my favorite of them. I mean, I liked how Fallout 4 looked, but New Vegas was more exciting.
You better build swiftly.
But yeah, so before we hit record, we were talking about THQ Nordic buying the Kingdoms of Amalur IP. I'm super fine with that. I feel like THQ Nordic, I don't think they ever really get the games to be, like, as good as they could be.
At the same time, we like what they did with Darksiders, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been leveraging that IP pretty well.
Come on, faster!
Do we have any good farmlands?
Nope, not on this island.
That sucks.
Yeah, I might lace things around here to protect.
You might need a lot. There you go. Yeah, holy crap, there's like no farmland here.
Does the guy need to rebuild? Oh, I see. Because it was too dangerous, he went back to the center of town. You should be able to get more money from the merchant. You're standing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Come dawn. But no, for me, it really depends on what a company does with the IP, and if they're trying to push something that wasn't originally part of it.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about that a little bit. The idea of what they do with it and what their intent is, and I'm remembering... Like, I'm not a big fan of EA currently. I find a lot of their stuff to be kind of distasteful.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost wonder if that's kind of the difference, that, like, the ones that come off as lower quality are the ones where the company buys the studio right out then and there. EA style, where they're like, we're just going to buy Westwood, and they'll print money for us, and then that happens for, like, a little while.
That is precisely what Disney is with Lucasfilm and Star Wars.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings on that. I'm hoping they've kind of learned their lesson a little bit.
That's an amusing thought. I mean, they had people that had never written for Star Wars write for it. And they were injecting a lot of...
I should point out, though, I have a very low opinion of... I have a relatively low opinion of the TV and movie industry.
Mm-hmm. Well, at this point, they really are just repeating... Wait a minute. Can I build this? No, is this one tree in the way?
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. That's too close. I'd crusade.
That's the only lump that we have.
Well, but I would crusade, then build up on that lump. Star Wars has gone downhill since Jar Jar. I understand why they did Jar Jar. Jar Jar was a calculated risk to try and get kids really excited for it, and it worked. Like, Jar Jar was incredibly popular amongst young people.
I liked Jar Jar as a kid.
I thought he was dumb.
Like, he was dumb, but I admittedly, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were my favorite characters in that film. But I thought he was funny when I was a kid. It's just that what I really liked about the prequels was that they really developed the Republic. You didn't really get to see the Republic.
Shell, if you chop down a couple of these trees here, you can access that wall, which will let you Deus Vault.
Yeah, I know. It's just it always seems like it's 10 feet. But
Wanda, did you play Persona 5 Royal? I did not. I don't really like playing games the second time around.
Ah.
At least story-based games the second time around.
But no, I could go on talking about Star Wars for ages. It's just that the old expanded universe was so much better. The end. Not my Luke Skywalker. All that jazz.
I just hope they do more stuff like Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would actually be pretty cool if Star Wars became just kind of a consistent mini-series IP instead of big blockbuster movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, quite frankly, I think that film is starting to give way to TV.
Yeah, well, I think they're blending. I think it's the Netflix original movies and miniseries and full series that are going to become the new thing.
I think it's because television series give you more time to develop a world and to develop a cast of characters. When you only have 2 hours to do so, it's very limiting. But over 20 hours? Yeah.
So you mean like the cartoons for Star Wars? Yeah, though I wish more of them were aimed at adults.
Oh, it was very... Unfortunately, with television, unless it's a short series, what you often find is that there's different authors for different episodes. And usually the mainline episodes, the ones that have the continuous story arcs and push the story forward the most, are the ones that are headed by a lead writer. And the issue is then you have all of these
Recruit the dudes?
Yep. You have all these sub-writers that are kind of guest writers. And they usually have filler episodes that they do. You know, the episodes where it starts and ends in a singular episode, and it's usually just sort of like a side quest adventure, or maybe they have side characters that they explore a little bit more in them. But I found that that's my one criticism with a lot of cartoons. If they do have sweeping worlds and characters and story arcs, it's that there are those instances of filler, and they tend to be, as you said, a little bit more kid-oriented and such. I didn't get that overwhelmingly with the Clone Wars. And there's also 2 different Clone Wars. But what I liked about The Mandalorian, though, is that I liked the cast of characters. They actually had speaking roles for aliens.
Yep.
They had speaking roles for aliens, guys. In the new sequel trilogy, they threw some in, maybe... okay, so there were speaking roles for characters, but they weren't good characters. They were either very minor characters, or they were very brief villains and such. But I liked how in The Mandalorian they actually had, like, that one episode where he was teaming up with an old crew that he used to work with, and there were some Twi'leks and a Deveronian and such, and those are character races that you would only ever see in the comic books for the most part, as quite frankly a ton of lovable characters. I mean, my first experiences with the expanded universe, aside from the video games that had come out, I read tons of the graphic novels that were set in the prequel era, and specifically like the works of Jan Duursema and John Ostrander, and they're the ones behind Aayla Secura and Quinlan Vos and Vilmar Grok, and that's the kind of expanded universe I liked seeing. You know, undercover Jedi working with scoundrels and bounty hunters, facing rogue elements and groups, and occasionally uncovering, you know, hidden plots by the Confederacy of Independent Systems or the Sith or something. You know what I mean? And let's see. I found that sequel trilogy had none of that.
So in reference, by the way, to the speaking roles, Shell means, like, there were very few alien main characters.
Oh yeah, and I'm used to, in the video games and the animated television series and the graphic novels and such, where you have so many main alien characters. And you just don't get that in a lot of the live action stuff that they
Can I have
had
your
presented.
money? Oh, wait.
Oh, I finally got the wall.
Okay.
Because I hate how when you have such a diverse universe, why make everyone human? Why? I actually find that the characters that appeal to me the most are the aliens, because you want to learn more about them and their culture and the world that they're from and how they interact with others in the universe.
Why waste your money on upgrading the wall
Oh,
or the tower?
Sorry.
Because we need those archers. And you keep squandering them by sticking them in towers. Because you can't even recruit the 2 hobos hanging out.
Sorry, I have a splitting headache, so it is difficult to think.
Like, you have no money, Shell.
Oh, sorry.
Because I needed that money for a farm, and you're like, no, I'm building the wall. And I'm like, all right, never mind. Because, yeah, we have no income. Save for the merchant. And if... Where are you going?
I don't know at this point. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me get this farm up, and then we can just stop. Well, if you've got a splitting headache and you can only ramble about Star Wars, that's... The moment you hit Star Wars ramble time is the moment where I say, okay, if we can't pull her out of this death spiral, it's probably worth just saying...
No, it's gonna keep going forever. That's why it should never be brought up. Because this is coming from someone who has hundreds of novels, comic books, action figures, prop replicas, and the like. Like, for several years of my life, it was the fandom. Like, that was my favorite franchise.
Go figure, we don't have any money. We have no archers and no fields to work them. It's Expanse or Firefly. Cast of Firefly, plot of Expanse.
I think my issue is with a lot of new series that we've been watching, they throw in expletives all over the place, and it actually ruins the experience for me. I have to kind of...
I didn't notice it as much with The Expanse, but I don't think I'm as sensitive. But my problem with Firefly is, like, I don't remember the plot at all. I think they had some, like, neat one-off...
It was also only 13 episodes long or something like that. So,
yeah.
Very short-lived.
But, like, The Expanse is one of 2 shows that I've ever watched.
I think the problem with our income here is that we don't have any more chickens.
Yep. Because we can't cut down the trees, which is why I wanted that farm. And you're like, I'm spending that money. Do not pick up my money. I need it. Because I finally have some farmland that I can work. The problem is this asshole farmer spends all day walking to and from his field and never puts his pitchfork to work, period. But yeah, from my experience with Firefly, like, I just don't remember a whole lot of the plot. And then there was the movie, which is cool. But I think I tried watching the movie and it was like, I think I just didn't have the spark anymore. And so if they had expanded Firefly properly, or if we got a proper, like, reboot, I think I'd be all for it. With somebody...
It's interesting that they've been making graphic novels for it more recently.
Because I think somebody owns...
Well, it's Fox.
I'm not...
Maybe? It came out on Fox, but I don't know if they still own it.
Whereas, like, The Expanse was riveting. And I already knew the whole story, but, like, I was still super down with everything that happened. It definitely was one of those where, like, they needed more friendship moments here and there, because the characters just kind of became balls of negativity.
And there's something about the main character I don't like.
Yeah, Amos is my... Amos and... Oh, shoot, what's the pilot?
He's the Martian.
Yeah, like, the 2 of them, and even even the Martian soldier lady, like, I like them. I didn't care as much about the other cast. I found them to be... Or the main character.
Oh, the main character and his love interest? Yeah, no.
I found them to be less interesting because I think they had too many ulterior motives. So Disney currently owns Firefly. I mean...
They're not going to do anything with it.
They might.
Well, the other thing, too, is... I think one of the cast members is dead. For Firefly.
Ah.
And then... I mean, I suppose... Oh, what's his name? The guy was Malcolm. He's also Castle and such.
Yeah.
You should remember his name, right?
You know, the sad thing is...
Nathan Fillion.
There we go.
I just got it in my head.
The sad thing is, I was actually going to bring that up. I know he shares the name of somebody that I'm close to, my brother. And therefore I can never remember Nathan Fillion's name, so I just think of him as Cade and or Mal, or that guy that is both of those characters. Can you go recruit the Hobros when you get the chance?
Sure, except they're gonna get eaten, aren't they?
No, they'll run.
Ah! Ah!
Well,
I don't know about that guy. Did he?
no,
never got
he
it.
hunkered down.
He got in the tent. Then I gave up those 2 coins, those 2 precious coins for naught.
Well, the merchant should be available. And we have 2 farmers. Like, more farmers will beget more farmers. I love Nathan Fillion in Castle. Nathan Fillion is a good actor. I wish he had gotten a earlier start on his career. Because he could have had more time.
Let's see. Oh, he needed a coin.
Oh, did I forget to pay them?
Yes, he forgot to pay the merchant.
I'll come back. I absolutely knew we needed those farmers first.
Yeah. I mean, one series sci-fi that I liked was Farscape.
Farscape was okay.
It was a weird one, but with the exception of the 2 main characters, everyone else was an alien, and some of them were the Jim Henson puppety aliens, which were awesome.
I guess something I'd kind of point out.
Everyone was an alien.
One thing I frequently... Well, there's your money. Pay the merchant.
Yep.
And then recruit the hobros. One thing I really like about The Expanse that I feel like a lot of shows don't do is because it's written as a novel series, there's kind of this feeling of progression.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with not The Expanse, with
television shows.
Well,
episodic
Jim
television shows.
Henson, the show you were just talking about.
Farscape.
Farscape, there we go. I loved Farscape, but it did feel like they were just kind of doing things and circling around the main plot that they get to eventually. It's the idea of, here is your goal, but the path, there's no, like, clear path to it, so you just kind of do stuff until it's finally time to bring it to a climax. It's clever writing from the perspective of, you know, the showrunners to effectively say, okay, so we can dilly-dally as much as possible, have subplots and whatever that keep people interested, and then eventually wrap it all up with this ambiguous ending that we've kind of been building towards for forever. Whereas, like, for the Expanse show, I really dig it because it feels like every action that the characters take... Why the hell will nobody cut these trees down? Oh, too close to the portal.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember... television itself has evolved because beforehand, television was built on the assumption that your goal was to have it go on for as long as possible. You had shows going on for over a decade. Most Star Trek series after the initial one, which only had 3 seasons, all the other ones for the most part had 7. And it was insane.
And I think that's part of the reason why I have never really gotten into Star Trek in comparison to a lot of other series.
Well, they were made to be very episodic.
Yeah.
And they might have a couple episodes that build up to a conflict later that would result in the end of a season and a cliffhanger. But yeah, for the most part, the aim of television was to... so long as it got good ratings, it would continue. But now you're getting these short, exclusive, Netflix series and such, where they're meant to be only so long. And if they do well, maybe they'll make more. And if they don't, I mean, you see Stranger Things. It's one of those things where it could have ended. People would have been intrigued as to see what would happen next, and it left some... loose ends open. But if it didn't do well, they could just leave it at that and it would be a solid series. But no, people are, they love it, so they're keeping up with it.
There's a hobo you can recruit.
Yeah.
I'll have some money for you shortly.
So I think... But it was as you said before with The Expanse and such, some of those shows, and this is common
That's
with
yours?
anime too. They're based off of something else, and they're an adaptation of it. And unless they're like some of those anime series where they decide to make a completely new ending because the manga hasn't been completed yet, or maybe they do want to pad things out so they add filler episodes.
Naruto!
But for the most part, they have not only a written script, if you will, but they have visual guides. They have a lot going for them, especially if it's manga being translated into anime. But there's those definitive ends. So, will we have enough money at some point to crusade?
Yeah.
Or are we kind of stuck? Also,
Well,
is it winter? Or is it
no.
approaching winter?
No.
Okay,
Nowhere close.
that's good.
Actually, super close.
Uh-oh. We need fishermen. Where do we get fishermen?
We'll get fishermen. Fishermen are spear dudes.
Right. But we'll need them or we're in trouble. I'll have to start luring deer to the hunters.
Yeah, I mean, that's an option. We've got farmers, and the farmers should be able to output enough money before we hit winter. So I'm not terribly worried. What I'd like to do is invest a stupid amount of money into the banks. Let's see, there are also shows that have set beginning and ends, like Gravity Falls, Wander Over Yonder, and OKKO. I saw Gravity Falls, and I thought it was cool. I still haven't seen the ending for it, because they were very slow.
Unfortunately, I'm not really fond of the art style.
I thought it was nice. The character art was eh. And
What do they refer to it as? The Cal art style or something?
maybe. So, by the way, Shell, in the future, we should not buy nearly as many Crusade groups, because I noticed you bought Crusade groups on both sides. Let's see. And we only need Crusade groups on one side, because
Okay.
we pretty much had no hunters. There's some money for you. It's not much.
Okay, so should I crusade
I
during the day?
Yeah, let me double check my walls. I'm pretty sure I never upgraded the walls on this side.
Also, this is still wood.
Yeah. Like, I know you want to crusade. You have an unhealthy urge to crusade.
I have to build the wall. Yes,
But-
I'll build it up next day.
Yeah, we gotta get that wall up. By the way, you can use the merchant now. I have enough income on my side that I have nothing to worry about. One thing I think this game could use would be, like, docks that you could put down. Like, how nice would it be if you could actually, like, hop on a boat and ride from one end of your base to the other? But you couldn't go past your, you couldn't go past your walls, because it'd be too dangerous, and there's, like, murky swamp creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, there's nothing here. Where the heck are all my farmers?
Well, also, they didn't seem to expand off to the right, only to the left.
Yeah, I only have 2 farmers here. Maybe they're just really slow.
That, or when the spearman arrived, he forced some of them out.
No, that's...
Should I build up the wall even further?
Yeah.
I
Check the
don't have
merchant.
enough.
Check the merchant.
Yeah. Did we send the merchant out? Oh, no. He's laden. There's a lot of farmers over here. There's 3 of them. They have nothing to do.
Oh, come on, really?
Mm-hmm.
So... what? There's so much land.
But is there another waterfall spot to build a
I got
farm?
another one here.
Okay. Yeah, because once you secure that running water...
Yeah, that should give me some more farmland.
You might have destroyed the camp to the right, but who knows?
No.
As long as there's one tree, it's
Yep.
fine.
You want to recruit the hobros? Because the other thing that would help would actually be just some archers rolling around. Yeah, I would love it if we could actually build more interesting structures in this game than just, you know, the occasional farm and stuff. Let's see. Should add water monsters and mounts. Any reason why it wouldn't work? I think the only reason why it wouldn't work would just be because it would make the game complicated. The idea of Kingdom was that it was supposed to be super simple. You know, just basic input. Your only real actions are to move and to...
Pay stuff.
Yeah, to pay money
Use
into
a
it.
special ability.
Which, like, makes... It's a neat idea, and I respect that, but I feel like they've kind of... I mean, they're already starting to kind of push against that to begin with. Because they're trying very hard to have... they're trying very hard to have interesting mount abilities and whatnot. But no, I think water creatures could work. I think...
You'd have to have those monsters capable of attacking you, though.
Yeah, but, like, I think the water monsters could be kind of an Oh, now somebody's built a farm over here. Yeah, I think my farmers are just brain dead, but now we have 2 farms, so that should help.
Now we play the waiting game. See when the enemy will arrive.
Let's
There
go.
they are.
Disco. Okay.
These guys have terrible aim. I don't.
They have okay aim. They have trouble shooting over high
Okay,
walls.
now do I attack?
No.
No?
I haven't upgraded my walls yet.
Oh, okay.
I've been so
I can upgrade this wall one more time, but I don't think I have enough coin for it.
Yeah. Well, you've still got the merchant. Why are there still farmers there? Oh, now they're setting out. Okay. I guess they just had to get around their crippling stupidity. But yeah, unfortunately we were super strapped for money early with 0 farmland. So it kind of put us...
And no hunting grounds at this point.
Yeah, put us in the hole. Luckily, I've got a fair bit of farmland here, and I should be able to start upping my walls soon. I might be able to hold out with just the T2 stone wall. If you're itching that hard for a crusade.
Well, is this the same thing? I need to upgrade it
No,
one more time.
yeah, that's T2 stone wall. You got one more.
I don't have enough.
Yeah. Luckily, you won't have any retaliatory waves that way, so maybe it's not so bad.
Really? Because then the main portal will be there. There's one stone portal and then one main portal.
Yeah, well, the dock. But retaliatory waves always come from the opposite side. So, I would say you could probably... You could probably crusade on your side tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So freaking close. But if I'm actually here, discoing the warriors, I should be okay. Do you have, like, any money?
I have some,
Can I have, like, 2? Because I just want to get my walls up to iron. Gosh, I hate this mount.
It's
like,
pretty, but
it is
slow.
very pretty, but it is so painfully slow.